a look at this one. So this one's been sold, and since it has been sold, this is also serving as the video that shows the buyer about the game. So let me unlock this, trying to do everything with one hand. Not a professional YouTuber and don't care to be. Double glasses here. So instead of having an infinity effect, there's so little mirroring going on, but instead it's a volcano explosion effect. It's very cool. So we've got this kick-out board, or kick-out light board, I'm going to call it. It's going to require 2 hands. So let me set this down for a moment, and I'll lift and pull. 7-segment vacuum fluorescent. They're not 7 segments either, by the way. 9 segments, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, 10 segments, I believe, per on these to create somewhat of an alphanumeric. In the back here, we have original power supply board up here, and it's stable and working fine. We have that lamp driver that does the volcano lights for the lamp board. Down here, speech board and sound, it's running fine. Over the years, at some point, gave up on the System 80 CPU and driver board, so this is a NWOMF, and I believe it's an 09 version of the NWOMF. Newer versions of it have a smaller chip count on it. Down here's the NWOMF driver board. So both of these boards in tandem, plus a good strong power supply, indicate that we should have very good success for a long time in stable CPU driving capability. So it should boot and run and not be glitchy. Now, if there's any problem ever with this one, I would suggest a replacement of the power supply board, unless you're electronically not even slick, but if you're inclined, then you could change that out with a rebuilt, modern, not rebuilt, but a modern reproduction, which I'd recommend actually at this point. All right, so the boot up of the NWOMF actually did give us a coil pop, which not all the time does it. And it takes a little bit longer than what you would expect to boot. These seem to take a little bit longer than what you'd expect out of a haunted house or a black hole, or even this one with a standard and original CPU. This has scrolling scores, so while it looks like it's wigging out, that high score is 1,748,540. And so that's just kind of a NWOMF thing. So if you go over 1 million, it will scroll the score. That's kind of a nice add-on. So I'm going to fire up the game. It's on free play, I believe. So we hit the start button. Kind of checking for all the balls that are inside the trough to make sure everything's going fine. And it can start the game. So that's kind of an original deal. You know, Black Hole is one of those games that if all the balls aren't where they're supposed to be, then it will not start a game. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. It's kind of loud. We're hearing the volcano beginning to erupt, I think was the go for sound effect here. Down inside I have a volcano manual along with the NWOMF stuff. We got this fuse board down here that you can't see because the light's low. I'm going to turn the volume pot down. Filter capacitor's been replaced somewhat recently. I believe that's my work. I just got a danger, I think, because I was getting a little too close to the tilt. Now what you hear is this very, very robust motor spinning around, and that changes the trajectory of my shooter shot. So right now you can kind of see how it's moving in and out. You can see it leaning way in for a tight shot, then it opens up. If it opens up too far, you'll hit that target there. Actually, it's just screaming danger, I think, is part of the ultimate effect of the game. I can stop with this green button here. I can stop that at any spot I want. And when I do that, it also stops the lights from moving here. So I want to hit this target because it's lit in order to earn a ball save. Ball save is over here on the left. It says ball save active when lit. It's not lit. And this ball save isn't your Steve Ritchie Williams style of ball save. This one you have to activate yourself, and that's with this button here. It says green button triggers ball save when lit. So it's not lit. I tap it, nothing happens. All right, back over here though. I've already kind of locked down my shooter guide, and I've stopped my volcano light from moving. That's not a crater light that we're stopping yet. That can happen here in a little bit. And then whenever that stops, by the way, that's a momentary deal. So let's just shoot. All right, I did earn a ball save. So that was cool right off the bat. I'm trying to demonstrate and shoot with one hand. So let's see if I can do this. Here's our normal in lane. And then here comes our out lane shot. I'm gonna try to hurry up and tap this button over here on the side. So let's see if I can manage to make it happen. Okay, that was all me. That was not CPU controlled, so I had to get lucky enough to hit it. Now, should I hit one of these targets while they're lit? I earn my ball save again, and while it's going back and forth again, I just hit and got ball save again. Now that doesn't mean I have two. It just means I've got one. So as soon as I hit it, it goes away again. So rules of the game, you move around and knock out these targets, and whenever you hit ball save, I believe you get multipliers that continue to add. But here's the trick with the crater. So while you're playing the game, you got a couple of shots you can hit here to get up in there and then pound those targets with your upper flipper. Now it fell in there. It's going to kick out immediately. Why did it kick out? Because the crater number that it fell into wasn't lit. I can pause that with this right button over here. So here I go, I'm going to tap it. And then when I tapped it just right, it held for about, I don't know what, 3 to 5 seconds. So I'm going to try, here's the time to do that. The strategy for me at least is to plant the ball here. And then when I'm ready to shoot the crater, I let go. And as this lets go, I kind of got a little memory on when to flick the ball up there. And it requires a pretty good, you need a solid hit. But as soon as the ball gets up there, well, I'm hoping it'll take a little more time, and I can actually set the lights there. Let me try to hold them. 1 second. Nah, it wasn't so good. But it did lock it. It did lock it. Why did it lock it? Because I just got lucky. Your shots up here is very hard to hit crater 4. But if you do, you can see you're almost always going to be able to lock that thing, because it's almost always on. Crater 1's almost never on. It's kind of hard to get. So anyway, it's a fun part of the game. Pretty advanced for its era, its time. But anyway, bouncing around and earning some points. You've got these awesome little targets here that Gottlieb used that really kick the ball. Look at that. They're just like slingshots in a single target. They're amazing. I love those. Nobody else used them. Slingshots are just freaky fast. Pop bumpers are just fine. But anyway, let's go ahead and lock another ball. And that one, oh, I got so lucky. That one actually did lock. Now what happens if you miss and you got balls loaded in there? Oh, that one's going to go. Well, here we go. What would have happened is we would have just kicked out a single ball. But we have the explosion now, the volcano. And then here comes, whoops, ball 1, already lost it. There's no ball save on this one. Here's ball 2, ball 3. And now the goal here is we got a special wind lid and collect seismic value. So we'll throw that up there. We heard the pop. And we just got our bonus. And we're winning free games like crazy, it looks like. And away we go with multi-ball. And then eventually you lose one. And you're back to locking balls like you expect to be. And let's see. We didn't have any bonus because we already counted down our bonus up there. It's not like it keeps your bonus forever and ever. We got to keep earning those via drop targets. Oh, we do have a gate up here. I meant to point that out. Open gate when lit. That's this return gate here. But this is not one of Gottlieb's finest designs. If I open the gate, when the ball goes down, it rolled over to the right. Now, I'm not saying that this game is perfectly level, because at the angle that I have for demonstration, it may not be. But I can tell you it's just kind of a hoot, because sometimes it's best to just let it go all the way down with no gate at all. And with a little bit of a bump, I probably could have gotten that one over. And I didn't. But I was playing this the other day, and I was able to bump a couple over. Bonus counts down really quick, and we didn't have a lot of it to count down. And then whenever you're all done with your game, game is, well, we're on ball 3 now. I got no lock. Let's go ahead and lock a couple of them. Just kind of show you what's up. If you end a game with a couple in there. Oh, it did not count that one for some reason. Let me throw it in there again. Oh yeah, that one counted. And then we lose our game. It's kind of a little bit about how they handled the ball resetting at the end. See, I kicked that one out because I hadn't earned it. The crater wasn't lit. But when we're all done, we'll get our bonus to count down. Game's over, and it will clear the balls. So there's no stealing balls, from one game to the next. Now, as for stealing balls from one player to the next, I can't remember. I can't remember in a 2 or more player game if you could steal someone else's balls, because these old games, it kind of allowed you to do that. Well, anyway, that's a real quick overview of Volcano, and I can tell you, it seems like this game is playing. It is playing very fast, which I think is great. So much fun, but very hard to master this game. It's fun to play.